Alright, so I just got done playing the new WWE 2K25 mobile game available for Netflix subscribers. I would say for free, but you do have to pay for a Netflix subscription, but it is an add-on to that package. There's a lot of debate on if the game is free or not, to each their own. Anyways, when I first saw that this game was coming to Netflix mobile, I was optimistic. I know that's hard to believe on this channel. I'm kind of a little bit of a sourpuss. I got that reputation when it comes to 2K games at least, but no, I had an open mind. I was actually very optimistic going into this game. Now, I saw that it was being play tested in other countries leading up to today's release, and you know the results were mixed from what I could see. It was very basic. Not that I was expecting a lot. You had one-on-ones, 2v2s, and then there was a career mode. That's it. And when I say career mode, not in the sense of, you know, here comes the pain, shut your mouth, something grand on that scale, but something more akin to the WrestleMania 2064 days, where it was just work your way up, win matches, earn championships. There's a leaderboard that keeps track of your progress, and it was kind of old school fun. And I was thinking to myself, you know, for a mobile game on the go, that seems to be okay. You know, the roster is limited, but the graphics looked great. And then I saw the spec requirements, and people that have like iPhone 13s, 14s, they can't play it. And I don't know how far back it goes on Android, but I know you do need to have a more up-to-date phone on that platform as well. I think I just upgraded my phone recently this year. I was rocking the 13 up until this point. I would have not been able to play this game had I not have upgraded. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. The game does look beautiful. I'll get that out of the way right now. It looks great. And it plays with the touch controls about as good as you can expect. Let's just get into the game right away here. As soon as you boot up the game, you're greeted with a tutorial. You're kind of like in a performance center setting. Like, remember the old SmackDown vs. Raw games, the later ones, where you would just spawn when you booted up the game in the performance center? It'd be John Cena and Randy Orton, and the game would walk you through a checklist of all these actions you could perform in the game. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. You can quit at any time, but it is a good way to kind of learn the new touch controls and get used to things. Although I did have an issue with picking my opponent up off the ground. I was trying to follow the instructions. It said to hold the grapple button and then drag it upward to lift your opponent off the ground. Am I doing something wrong here? This is what I was doing. Let me know in the comments down below. When I got into actual matches, I ended up just doing wake-up taunts if I wanted my opponent to get up off the mat. That's less than ideal, but that is kind of a bug that I discovered while playing the game, or maybe, again, I'm just not doing it right. So anyways, you got your play now mode, you got one-on-one with weapons, 2-on-2, or 2-on-2 with weapons. That's it. No triple threat, no fatal four-way, no elimination chamber, steel cage, none of that. Very bare bones, basic stuff, like I was saying. You can do these matches to your heart's content, and there's a leaderboard that keeps track of all of your stats from these modes, including career mode, play now mode, and you can kind of see how you stack up against other players. Now, as for the gameplay itself, yeah, tap what you want to do and your superstar does it. Light strike, heavy strike, there's a reversal prompt, and it's relatively responsive. It did seem like there was a bit of a delay for me. Maybe I need to go into my settings and check my frame rate or something, but it seemed like I had to push the reversal prompt a little bit sooner than I would, say, in a regular console version of the match. So that took some getting used to, but it was fine. As far as the match mechanics, it's fine. Matches they are really quick, which I think is nice in a mobile setting. I mean, I'm not looking to have 5-star bangers on the mobile platform. I'm just looking to get my wrestling fix on the go, right? But after a match completes, you do get some feedback via star rating, and that's important in career mode later, because if you perform better and have more varied movesets, just like on the console version, you know how you get more the in-game currency the higher rated your match was. It's the same thing in career mode. You get more superstar points to spend on your superstar and upgrade it. And I guess that's a good segue into the career mode. It is exactly what was advertised. Pick one of the superstars and then go through a gauntlet of matches, and I think you kind of build your standing within the rankings for each title. I picked Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I was in the Intercontinental division, and my first match was against Xavier Woods. Okay, right, fine. I played my match against Xavier Woods. I beat him, and it boots you out of the career mode entirely. You have to go back into the career mode and then proceed to the next event. It does that after every single match right now. That's obviously a bug, and, you know, I'd like to think that that's going to be addressed in a future patch or whatever. This game for sure is going to have updates, I would think. So yeah, you earn a little bit of superstar points. You can go to your central hub, I guess, within the career mode, and then put some attributes into different stats. You got your standard striking, reversal, aerial, defense, resiliency, like all that stuff. And that's kind of the core gameplay loop. You win matches, you upgrade your guy, you win titles. There is kind of an issue, though, because after I beat Xavier Woods the first week, my next match was against Xavier Woods. So I beat him, the match ends, I'm booted to the main menu again, I go back into career mode, I proceed to the next event, and I'm like, surely, now, I mean, this has been put to bed, right? I can move on to new challengers. Nope, week 3, Xavier Woods. Every single week I've played so far has been against the same opponent, so that's gotta be a bug, right? So if you're watching this, 2K, fix that, please. I love Xavier Woods, but come on, I know the roster is small, but a little bit of variety here would be nice, okay? Can I get at least Kofi next week? Maybe? Anyways, like I said, there is a multiplayer option. You can invite a friend to a match. If you go, you can start a lobby, and then it gives you a little friend code that you can then text to your buddy, and then they can search for a lobby and enter that code, and you can do some head-to-head. I didn't do that yet because I don't have any friends, but if you guys want to play this on 2K Mobile Netflix, let me know in the comments, and maybe we can work something out. You can do the 1v1s or the 2v2s, I think, to my knowledge, but I only tried to do the 1v1. And I can't speak for how good the servers are, the connectivity, if there's any kind of lag. I imagine there would be some, but, you know, to be determined in that department. Okay, I know I'm jumping around a lot here, but I want to touch on like the presentation again. There is a commentary pack that you're prompted to download, and it's supposed to download in the background. I hit yes, and then I exited the game. I even came back, and there was still no commentary. So to be continued on that, I guess. And then for other presentation, like the entrances and stuff, they're abbreviated. It's kind of like AEW Fight Forever or No Mercy, you know how they would just like come out on the stage, do a taunt, and then go to the ring. It's kind of like that, except it's shot more into sections. So you see them walking onto the ramp, getting into the ring, and then maybe a taunt in the ring. It's real quick. You'll find yourself just skipping it most of the time anyway, so I don't really care about that. So yeah, in conclusion, what are my thoughts about 2K25 Mobile on Netflix? I think it's fine. I do think they're going to work over some things in the future, but for just a mobile game in your pocket on the go, if you want to bust out some matches and work your way up into a career mode that actually works, then I think it's fine. I would give this game, on a mobile standard scale, I'd give it, in this current state, maybe a 4 out of 10, with 5 being average. You know, it's just below average. And that's because I went into this game wanting to like it. And I think the gameplay is fine, you know, and it looks fine. I wish it just kind of worked better and it was released in a better state. Again, it was released in like playtesting in other countries, so I would think these people were playing the game and reporting back bugs. So the things I mentioned with the career mode, the looping opponents, the kicking you back to the main menu, that kind of stuff. I still don't have any commentary in my game. I would have liked to have been smoothed out when this game got released to me in my country, but it hasn't happened yet. So, you know, I'm hoping for the best there. Do I envision myself playing this frequently? Probably not. You know, in a day and age where you can just emulate so many different old wrestling games on the go, I would just much rather do those than play this. But it's a foundation. It's something to work on. I'm glad to see modern 2K games return on a mobile platform. It's been a long time since we last had that, so here's hoping 2K26 builds on the foundation that this game has built or lied down. But it's not much of a foundation, but it is a foundation, so you got to give it that much. You know what I would have liked to have seen? I would have liked to have seen this game, this version of 2K25 on mobile, to be exclusively My Faction. I think that's where that mode belongs. This might be a bit of a hot take or controversial, I don't know, but My Faction is a game mode tailor-made for a mobile platform. That card collecting aspect, come on, that's a mobile game all day long, and I think that kills 2 birds with 1 stone. That would make me happy in so many different ways. It keeps the My Faction game mode that I really don't care for, but it puts it on a mobile platform, so it takes it out of the console version. They can focus their attention in other departments, like on universe mode or an actually like fun and cool, engaging My Rise. How sick would that be? And then you can have like the mobile developers just work on My Faction exclusively, and then I don't know, everybody's happy. Am I wrong for that? I think My Faction belongs on 2K25 mobile, and I would not be surprised if there's a 2K26 mobile and you do see My Faction included. At the very least, maybe some cross progression, cross saving between your console version and your mobile version if My Faction makes its way to there. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. But anyways, those are my thoughts and opinions, my early thoughts and opinions, the early review of 2K25 Mobile. Again, I got a notification on my phone that it was ready to go. I wasn't expecting it for another day or two, but lo and behold, here it was. So I just played it a little bit. There are my initial thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below what you like, what you don't like. Is this what you expected? Are you never going to play it? Does your phone even fit the requirements to play it? Because I know for a lot of people, it doesn't, and that sucks. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Do all the YouTube stuff for me, like and sub, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Be well and take care. Peace.